Welcome back to Uncle Boogie Productions, where we dig deep into America's most baffling mysteries. So don't forget to subscribe. Today, we're unmasking the 1982 Chicago Tylenol Murders, a case that rocked the nation, redefined product safety, and still haunts investigators to this day. In the fall of 1982, a series of shocking events unfolded in the Chicago area that would forever change the landscape of consumer safety and criminal investigation. The Tylenol murders began when 7 individuals tragically lost their lives after ingesting cyanide-laced extra-strength Tylenol capsules. This horrifying incident not only sent shockwaves through the community but also sparked a nationwide panic over the safety of over-the-counter medications. As families mourned their loved ones, authorities scrambled to uncover the truth behind these unsolved murders, leading to one of the most extensive manhunts in American history. In this video, we will delve into the chilling details of the Tylenol murders, exploring the timeline of events and the investigation that followed. We'll discuss how this case not only highlighted the vulnerabilities in product safety but also prompted significant changes in packaging regulations to protect consumers. Join us as we unravel the mysteries surrounding these unsolved murders and examine their lasting impact on public trust in pharmaceuticals. By the end of this video, you'll have a deeper understanding of how a single act of malice reshaped an entire industry and left an indelible mark on American society. Mary Kellerman was a vibrant 12-year-old girl from Elk Grove Village, Illinois, known for her cheerful spirit and love for life. On September 29, 1982, her world, and that of her family, was turned upside down when she suddenly collapsed after taking an extra-strength Tylenol for a sore throat. Despite her parents' desperate attempts to save her, Mary was pronounced dead shortly after arriving at the hospital. Her tragic and unexpected death sent shockwaves through the community, leaving friends and family in disbelief. As authorities began to investigate the circumstances surrounding Mary's death, they quickly realized that something sinister was at play. Her case became the catalyst for a broader investigation into a series of similar deaths that would soon come to light. The shocking nature of her demise prompted an immediate public outcry, with many fearing for their own safety and the safety of their loved ones. News outlets reported extensively on the incident, raising awareness about the potential dangers of over-the-counter medications. Mary Kellerman's story not only marked the beginning of the Tylenol poisonings investigation, but also served as a grim reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of consumer safety. Janice, a 27-year-old postal worker from Arlington Heights, Illinois, became the second victim of the Tylenol murders on the very same day as Mary Kellerman, September 29, 1982. After experiencing a headache, Adam took extra-strength Tylenol, but shortly thereafter, he collapsed and was rushed to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead. His sudden death sent ripples of shock through his family and the community, but the tragedy did not end there. In a heart-wrenching turn of events, family members gathered at Adam's home to mourn. His brother, Stanley Janice, aged 25, and sister-in-law, Teresa Janice, aged 20, both consumed Tylenol from the same bottle. Within moments, they too collapsed and later died, bringing the death toll to 4 within a single day. This devastating sequence of events left the Janice family shattered and intensified the urgency of the investigation. The sudden and unexplained deaths puzzled medical professionals and investigators. Nurse Helen Jensen, the sole public health official in Arlington Heights, played a pivotal role in connecting the dots. Upon visiting the Janice residence, she discovered a Tylenol bottle with several capsules missing. Observing that the bottle had been purchased that same day, she alerted authorities to a potential link between the Tylenol capsules and the mysterious deaths. Further testing revealed that several capsules contained lethal amounts of potassium cyanide. This alarming discovery led to public warnings and a massive recall of Tylenol products in the Chicago area. Mary Reiner, a 27-year-old mother of 3 from Winfield, Illinois, became the 5th victim of the Tylenol poisonings, further deepening the tragedy surrounding this case. On the evening of September 29, 1982, Mary took extra-strength Tylenol to alleviate a headache. Shortly after, she began experiencing severe symptoms, including dizziness and nausea. Concerned for her health, her husband rushed her to the hospital, where doctors quickly recognized the severity of her condition. Despite their best efforts, Mary's health deteriorated rapidly, and she was admitted to the intensive care unit. Tragically, she succumbed to the effects of the cyanide-laced capsules just days later, on October 1st. Her untimely death added to the growing panic in the community, as families began to fear for their safety when using over-the-counter medications. Mary Reiner's case became a crucial part of the broader investigation into the Tylenol poisonings. As authorities connected the dots between the victims, it became clear that a pattern was emerging, prompting an urgent need for action. The public outcry intensified, leading to increased scrutiny of Tylenol products and a nationwide recall as the search for the perpetrator continued. Mary's story remains a poignant reminder of the devastating impact of this unsolved crime. Paula Prince, a 35-year-old flight attendant from Chicago, became the sixth victim linked to the Tylenol murders, adding to the growing sense of dread in the community. On the evening of September 30th, 1982, just one day after Mary Reiner's death, Paula purchased a bottle of extra-strength Tylenol from a local Walgreens. After taking a few capsules to relieve a headache, she was found unresponsive in her apartment the following day. The circumstances surrounding her death were eerily similar to those of the previous victims, raising alarm bells among investigators. As news of Paula's tragic demise spread, public fear escalated dramatically. Families across the nation began to question the safety of over-the-counter medications, leading to widespread panic and a rush to remove Tylenol from their homes. The emergence of yet another victim intensified the urgency of the investigation, prompting law enforcement to expand their efforts in tracking down the source of the poisoned capsules. Paula Prince's case not only highlighted the immediate dangers posed by the tainted Tylenol, but also underscored the need for swift action. As the investigation deepened, the public demanded answers, and the pressure mounted on authorities to find the perpetrator behind these horrific crimes. Mary McFarland, the seventh victim, was in her early 30s and worked for Illinois Bell Telephone. She told her colleagues that she was feeling dizzy after taking Tylenol at her workplace, then collapses. Paramedics arrived 2 minutes later. She arrived at Good Samaritan Hospital in Downers Grove, but died September 30th at 3:18 a.m. As the Tylenol murders unfolded, law enforcement faced significant challenges in tracing the source of the poison. With multiple victims and no clear suspect, investigators had to navigate a complex web of evidence. They quickly realized that the cyanide-laced capsules could have been tampered with at any point in the distribution chain, from manufacturing to retail. This uncertainty made it difficult to pinpoint where the contamination occurred, complicating the investigation further. Media coverage of the crisis was extensive, with news outlets broadcasting updates on the victims and the ongoing investigation. Public response was one of fear and outrage, as families across the nation began to question the safety of not just Tylenol, but all over-the-counter medications. The idea that a trusted product could be deliberately tampered with sent shockwaves through communities, leading to widespread panic and calls for action. The concept of product tampering emerged as a critical focus for investigators. This unprecedented act of malice raised serious implications for consumer safety and trust in the pharmaceutical industry. As the investigation progressed, authorities recognized the need for immediate measures to protect the public, leading to recalls and changes in packaging regulations to prevent future incidents. The urgency of the situation could not be overstated, as the nation grappled with the reality of this chilling crime. In the wake of the Tylenol murders, Johnson & Johnson initiated one of the largest product recalls in U.S. history. The company pulled approximately 31 million bottles of Tylenol from store shelves, a move that represented a staggering financial loss estimated at over $100 million. This unprecedented recall was not only a response to the immediate crisis, but also a crucial step in prioritizing public safety. Johnson & Johnson aimed to reassure consumers that their health and well-being were paramount, even at a significant cost to the company. In addition to the recall, Public safety measures were rapidly implemented to address the growing concerns surrounding product tampering. New packaging regulations were introduced, including tamper-evident seals and child-resistant caps, to enhance consumer protection. These changes aim to restore confidence in over-the-counter medications and prevent similar incidents in the future. The importance of consumer trust in pharmaceutical products became glaringly evident during this crisis. As families grappled with fear and uncertainty, the need for transparency and accountability from manufacturers was paramount. Johnson & Johnson's proactive approach to the recall and subsequent safety measures played a vital role in rebuilding that trust, setting a precedent for the industry and emphasizing the critical relationship between consumer safety and corporate responsibility. The aftermath of the Tylenol murders prompted significant changes in packaging and safety regulations for over-the-counter medications. In response to the crisis, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, implemented new guidelines requiring tamper-evident packaging for all pharmaceutical products. This included the introduction of safety seals and child-resistant caps, aimed at preventing future incidents of product tampering and restoring consumer confidence in the safety of medications. Despite extensive investigations and a nationwide manhunt, law enforcement faced challenges in identifying a suspect, leading to a frustrating lack of arrests. The case remained unsolved for years, leaving families of the victims and the public yearning for justice. The ongoing uncertainties surrounding the investigation only heightened the fear and anxiety that had gripped the nation. The impact on the Tylenol brand was profound. Initially, the product faced a significant decline in sales and consumer trust. However, Johnson & Johnson's swift and responsible response to the crisis eventually helped to rehabilitate the brand's image. Over time, Tylenol regained its position as a trusted pain relief option, but the shadow of the murders lingered, serving as a constant reminder of the importance of safety and vigilance in the pharmaceutical industry. The Tylenol case became a pivotal moment in consumer safety history, influencing regulations and public perception for years to come. The Tylenol murders have spawned numerous theories and suspects over the years, captivating both investigators and the public alike. One prevalent theory suggests that the poisonings were the result of a disgruntled employee or a competitor seeking to harm Johnson & Johnson. This theory gained traction due to the unprecedented nature of the crime, leading many to believe that it was a calculated act of sabotage rather than random tampering. Several notable suspects emerged during the investigation, including a man named James Lewis, who was arrested for sending a letter to Johnson & Johnson demanding $1 million to stop the poisonings. Although he was convicted of extortion and served time in prison, he was never charged with the murders, and the evidence against him was circumstantial. Also, his DNA never matched evidence collected from the tainted capsules. Roger Arnold was another suspect, a local dock worker who admitted possessing potassium cyanide and whose behavior raised red flags. Yet, like Lewis, his DNA didn't tie him to the crime. Even decades later, renewed efforts in 2009 and 2010, including testing DNA from samples and even reaching out to figures like Ted Kaczynski, have failed to definitively unmask the true culprit. Even after more than 40 years, the question remains, who was behind the deliberate poisoning of Tylenol capsules? Was it a lone individual or part of a more complex plot? As forensic technology advances, investigators continue to revisit old evidence with hopes of finally cracking this case wide open. Until then, the 1982 Chicago Tylenol murders stand as a chilling reminder that sometimes the darkest mysteries remain unsolved. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most infamous unsolved cases, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more true crime mysteries here on Uncle Boogie Productions. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think we'll ever learn who was behind these murders? Stay curious, stay safe, and until next time, keep digging for the truth. Thank you for watching.